You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Nerdcast on the Angry Marks Podcast Network with your host, Will Huckaby and Mika Villas.
Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wrestling Nerdcast. It's time to have some fun, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, as usual, this is a crowdsourced funded podcast, whatever. That means, hey, people, send us some money. Be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Wrestling Nerdcast. If you like what we do, if you like us, talking to our guests and chopping it up and bringing you a different side of professional wrestling. As usual, this show is on the Angry Marks Podcast Network. A huge shout out to our sponsors, Indie Customs, for all of your wrestling and non-wrestling related merchandise. They have some really cool shirts and hats and stickers and coffee mugs. And cups, and Mika can tell you about the cups because, she usually is drinking her Himalayan spring water blessed by Tibetan monks out of one of her Indie Customs cups. Anyway, after you do all that, go over there and check out our friends at Pro Wrestling World for all of your pro wrestling gossip of who's doing what, when, where, why, and how. And, if by chance you're doing way too much social media and and you probably get a virus or your stuff is just going slow, or maybe you have some things like you're a professional wrestler and you have some matches that you want to store until you can load them up at a later time. Talk to our friends at Behavior Driven. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I use them every single week. I'm very lucky. My girlfriend records my matches, and then I can send them over to Behavior Driven, and they store them. They have unlimited amounts of storage. I've been using their services for well over a year, and they're well worth the money. Trust and believe that. Anyway, I'm your host, the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, the World Wrestling Grand Prix Champion, the National Syndicate Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, the Disrespectful Intellectual, the Morning Star, the Mid-Atlantic Bully, the Incredible Will Huckaby. And I'm joined by my guest. You know her. Some of you love her. Some of you really, really love her. She is one half of the world's cutest commentary team. She's the voice of Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment and Lucha Atlanta, and a couple of other promotions that you may or may not have heard of. She is the lover of waffles, the voice of the speech impediment. She is the receiver of all things unsolicited. Miss hashtag what that mouth do. Mrs. Buy Me Tacos, a.k.a. Chicago Win, Mika Villas. Mika, what's going on, girl?
Coming down off of that wrestling weekend high. There is nothing like being at a great show, having a great weekend, and kind of even out, getting ready for the next one.
So much driving this weekend. I know what we're both going to talk about, but I'm just going to tell you. Wednesday, I was in Princeton, West Virginia, for the camp show. I had a great time as usual. It's a yearly camp show. I do it all the time for adults with special needs. Friday, I was in Greensboro, North Carolina. Saturday, I was in Buffalo, New York. And then from Buffalo, New York, drove straight through the night to Atlanta, Georgia for Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. Where luckily I got my Botchamania debut, my Botchamania moment. But we can talk about that. We don't really have to talk about my Botchamania moment, Mika. We just talk about how
we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Friday there was a show, a new promotion or a new experience here in Atlanta. Muse experience.
I thought that was Saturday.
I said Saturday.
You said Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Saturday. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to be the only one who botched this weekend, So Saturday, I saw some great talent there. Priscilla Kelly was back in Atlanta for a short moment. She had a match. There was Aja Pereira, friend of the show. Saw the Gymnasty Boys.
How was the crowd?
It's a new promotion. There is a lot of people. I think we're kind of waiting to see what happened and what's going to happen in the future. So I know there was for political reasons. I shall plead the Fifth Amendment on grounds that I like everybody and I'm Switzerland. But anyway, great show. Great show, and I look forward to seeing what other offerings they come forward with. But the Lord's Day, Sunday, that was the day where everything happened. That was good, bad, and you almost died. It was amazing.
Good, bad, and the botch. Can I go ahead and say that Sunday was probably eerily horrible, and I should have known something bad was going to happen. First of all, before we even finish this whole discussion, rest in peace. Wrestling lost 4 really good gentlemen This and one day Sunday was the craziest.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. Brickhouse Brown did not kick out at 2 this time. Unfortunately, he passed away. WWE legend and Hall of Famer Nikolai Volkov. Brian Christopher Lawler, son of WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler, passed away. And then somebody, only the fourth person is, unless you live in North Carolina or live in the Southeast or whatever, you really won't know this gentleman. But Trevor Lee's father, he passed away as well. It was Sunday morning was just bad. It was just like, this person died, this person died, this person died. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah. To a point where it felt like it was all like, you know how sometimes the internet has people, you know, passing and the person's like, hello, I'm still here. When I heard like name after name drop, I just thought that this was like some hoax. Like, I'm like, somebody is just being an idiot on the internet. And unfortunately, that was just not the case. Very, very, very sobering, very, very sad to just hear all these gentlemen, you know, lost their life, you know. So our condolences and our prayers, our thoughts, and wishes of comfort as much as possible during this time frame for all of their family members and friends, and of course the fans who all share in these. The grief when you lose people of this nature.
It's just so weird because I feel like, you know, we're getting to that point now where a lot of wrestlers that we grew up watching and stuff are getting to that age now where you have to start worrying about that type of stuff and getting those kind of reports. And it's no matter whether somebody's 70 or 700, it's still sad to hear about, you know, somebody that you love watching on TV, or in the case of Nikolai Volkov, somebody that you booed every week, passing away and stuff, man. And as a wrestler, being a part of the wrestling business, it's very sobering. It makes you stop and appreciate what you have going on, the life that we're very fortunate to live, and the places that we're very fortunate to go to, and the lives that we're able to touch. So that was that. But then after that, there was me and my Botchamania moment, Mika. Even though I got the win, you can talk about my Botchamania moment all you want to. I've had people send me videos of that. Shout out to our friend Big O, who decided to post this on Instagram in slow motion.
So first of all, let's hip our fans and listeners just in case. Sunday was Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment's Homegrown 18. This is one of our bigger shows of the year. We had 10 matches on the card. And my illustrious, well-decorated world champion co-host was in a match. A scramble match. There were 8 gentlemen total in the match. And the match was one of the, we call it our
get your shit in match.
Yes, we call it that's our nickname for it. But it's our match where at the end of the match, the winner can either we encourage the crowd to throw money into the ring. The winner either gets to keep the money or split it with his other, you know, competitors. But during the match, everything kind of goes, no rules, what have you. So everybody's fighting on the outside except for you.
Yours truly, yes.
You are in the ring and you do something, and I see the stupid look in your eye as I'm sitting in commentary, and I go, no, he will not. He shall not.
He will.
But you will. You did will. Why, will, why?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I went for a tope con hilo. I jumped way too close to the ropes. I will admit that. I was way too close to the ropes to go for the dive. I should have been about a foot or two back further than where I initiated the jump. And 2, I took such a hard, I misstep, but you know how you take a hard step where like, you miss a step, but you don't really miss the step, so it's like a hard step or whatever. So I took a hard step on my jump off the foot that I usually jump off, which is my right leg, and my leg kind of buckled at the same time I was going forward, and so it was just like the perfect storm of botchamanias. So I just kind of like rolled over the top, hit my head and shoulders on the apron, and it's like bam, and like. I remember once I landed and I'm just sitting up there and everybody else has fell and I'm just like sitting on the apron like, oh God, this is so bad. A, and B, like my leg, like my knee is killing me. But the thing about it is, Mika, that nobody talked about my lucha spot earlier in the show, besides our friend the captain. Nobody talked about
your friend, not my friend. But go ahead.
Well, my friend the captain. Nobody talked about my lucha spot where I walked the ropes and then did the hurricanrana, and nobody talked about that amazing finish of the match. Everybody wanted to talk about Huckaby fucking almost dying.
Okay, seriously, I'm first and foremost. All jokes aside, I know we trade pot shots back and forth. I'm happy that you are not injured because, again, as the slow motion replay will show, you took a nasty bump head and shoulders against the corner of the apron right there as you went over. So from where I sat, I was like, crap. So when you got back up and you kept moving, I was like, all right, he's good. He's not dead. First and foremost. Secondly, how is he not dead? Do you remember our conversation after the show?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I'm going to tell you like this.
Please, no. Please recap what I said to you after. So because again,
basically, ladies and gentlemen, Mika told me I'm too fat and too old to be doing stuff like that. And she told me that she cared about me.
This was an adult show, and I was clearly drunk. I mean, I was right about the fat and old, but the caring, nah.
I will say that there was some amazing matches, hands and shoulders. Besides the main event,
you don't have shoulders anymore. You just fucked your shoulders up during your botch. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Besides the main event, Effie versus Ashton Starr. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to see that match. You've got to see these two guys face each other. Like, probably my personal favorite match of the night was Effie versus Ashton Starr. Those guys was right after us, and they killed it. The ladies' match was very well. Like I said, the main event, the Carnies versus the Workhorse was really damn it good. And just every match, everybody really stood out. Everybody really brought their A game and stuff, man. Just really proud of everybody. What was your thoughts about this show as a whole, Mika? Oh, she speaks.
Pretty much you took the words right out of my mouth. I posted after the show that next morning. So if you follow my Facebook, my social media, by all means go back to the morning of the 29th and read my post. Literally, I said how proud I was, how happy I was with the job that everybody did. I give you hell, but you stepped up. Everybody in the scramble match, every match on this card was good, was great. Everybody brought their A game. We had Zeta Zane of Mae Young Classic fame. We had Harlow O'Hara, who's been killing it everywhere. This is the first time that she's been in AWE in the ring, but she set up the ring for us before. She's come home to Atlanta to try to stake her claim. Everybody, from the people from Florida, the Fabulous Fitness, the guys and girls from North Carolina, everybody did such a wonderful job, and it's not just the people in the ring, the people behind the scenes, people who weren't booked on the card. Everybody who's ever stepped foot into Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, be it fan, be it worker, be it somebody who's shared a post who's never been to the show, they led us to where we were and where we're going to go in the future. So
and let me go ahead and say that for people who are who are going around I know you get the messages too, people who are like, oh, can you get me booked at AWE? Can you get me booked at Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment? That one gentleman that was the smallest guy in that scramble match, wearing the all black, that came out with the mirror. He's from Virginia, the coastal area of Virginia. But I met him at Capitol Wrestling in New Jersey a couple of weeks ago, and he had been asking me about how to get booked at Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. And I was like, hey man, just show up, help set up. If there's a spot open, I'll see what I can do. And sure enough, the spot opened up, and he got into the show. So that just goes to show, showing up at AWE works.
I can tell you from a booking perspective that I know that it goes a long way when you show up to a show, when you help out. When you show up with the best intentions, good things happen. We see your effort. I can tell you that there are so many people, yes, that reach out, that give video, that send messages and what have you. But I don't care how good you are in the ring, how many promos and followers and social media. Yes, that's important to a certain degree. But if you are not here or at a show beforehand, setting up, tearing down, you don't want to be in the ring. You don't want to be in this business because you're not doing anything and everything to basically set the table for yourself. I see effort. I appreciate effort, and I know that going forward, especially in Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, the management committee is looking for those types of people. That's passion. That's dedication.
And you know that, and you know that because, ladies and gentlemen, Mika is now the new social media director for Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. So definitely get all up in them DMs, baby.
By all means, I am taking all inquiries. That is perfectly fine. That is another aspect of my new duties here. But understand, guys, that I run businesses professionally. So this is what I do. I am a wrestling, I've said this before, I am a fan first and foremost. I'm a fan in front of the scenes and behind the scenes. I've been studying and learning from a lot of people. If you're smart and you've listened to me and you follow my social media and you've seen my trips, you'll understand that I have a great lot of teachers, so to speak, and people who, that I've been, I'm able to, learn from. So don't take what the girl says and go, she's just a chick. She's never taken a bump before. She doesn't know anything. Hey, guys.
I just hope now that everybody knows that you're like the social media person at Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, they really start getting your DMs. But before we,
I bet you I lose dick pics now.
I bet you do too. I bet you was like, oh my God, I can't believe I sent her a dick pic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you sent Mika a dick pic, you probably won't get booked at AWE now.
Sexual harassment aside, but hey.
Before we go to a commercial, come back with tonight's guest. I also want to say congratulations to our friend, former guest of the show, Priscilla Kelly, for being named as a challenger, participant, a competitor in this year's Mae Young Classic. Huge shout outs to you, Priscilla Kelly. Wishing you the best of luck. Can't wait to see who else that we know will be in the Mae Young Classic. I got a couple of ideas. I had to do my due diligence.
We know a couple girls, like Lacey Lane as well was named too. We did try to get her on this show before. Now
it's almost impossible.
Yeah, pretty much. But we did our efforts, guys and girls. There's a couple more girls. Isla Dawn will definitely be Mae Young competitor. These are girls who have been somewhere in and around Atlanta in our space, whether it be MLA, Mucha Lucha Atlanta, or Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. Happy for all of them. If one of our girls, and I call them our girls because damn it they are, wins the Mae Young Classic, I will just be ecstatic, okay? I will buy everybody's subscriptions to the network. Not, just kidding. But
I'm
I'll be happy.
Hey, CW, make sure we get that clip of her saying that. If one of the AWE ladies wins the Mae Young Classic, she's buying everybody subscriptions. Because I don't have one, and I'm probably going to need one. Anyway, we'll be right back with tonight's guest, ladies and gentlemen. Do you like what you hear? Do you like hearing me and Mika go back and forth between ourselves and talking to some amazing guests from around the world of pro wrestling? Well, then be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/The Wrestling Nerdcast. Donate everything from $7 and up. And as your donations go up, so do the prize packages. Everything from a follow on social media to join our exclusive Wrestling Nerdcast Facebook group to being able to book your own podcast with a guest of your choice within reason, people. Because trust and believe, we're not getting Stone Cold or AJ Styles on this podcast. But once again, if you like us, please support us and spread the word. Thank you. Talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, on tonight's show, we're very fortunate to have this guest. Unless you've been living under a rock and you have zero social media, but that's zero social media. I mean, you don't have Facebook, you don't have Twitter, you don't have Instagram, you don't have Snapchat, whatever the case may be. That's the only way you have ever heard of or seen tonight's guest. This guy is everywhere, doing everything, and he looks like $1 million. You can catch him at AIW, you can see him in Canada, you can see him in the Midwest, the South, the Scenic City Invitational. He was at Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment and had one of the best performances of the night. This dude is hilarious, and he's 100% real. He's 100% authentic. Our homie, Rich Homie Juice, AJ Gray. What's going on, man?
Gang, what's up?
Not much, man. I know you're in the gym right now, getting your swole on and stuff, man. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it, bro. What really got you interested in getting into the business?
Boredom. To be honest, I got tired of playing college football because that shit was tiring as fuck. Then I started powerlifting. I'm like, man, I don't want to keep paying to go powerlifting meets. I ain't got no sponsors. It's just whack. So I was like, what else do I want to do in my life? So I started thinking of things like I wanted to do as a kid. I was like, all right, I can't go to the MLB because I ain't no fucking baseball. I ain't Ken Griffey Jr. No matter how much I want to think I am, I ain't. I can't go to the NBA because I'm like 5'10". And I suck at basketball. I really do. Yeah, dog, 5'10". I tell ladies I'm 5'11" and 6 foot with Tim's on.
Well, everybody's
I'm 6 foot with Tim's on, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, well, good points. Everybody's 6 feet with Tim's on.
But yeah, I ain't going to the NBA. I'm trash at basketball, so what else do I want to do in my life? And I thought, I want to be a professional wrestler. So went and found a school. My first one, I only went to one school. My first trainer, no offense to him, I'm not going to name drop, but I really didn't learn it. But that's how I got my start.
So who ended up teaching you?
Who ended up teaching me about professional wrestling? Yes. Colin Delaney.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
He had moved down to Dyersburg, Tennessee, and that's where I was training at. So pretty much any and everything I know about wrestling is from him. Well, also it's from other people sprinkled in, but to begin with, it was him. All 100%.
Let's say because I met you with the Midwest car stuff, and Carrie Awful and Nick Iggy kind of introduced me to Rich Homie Juice and stuff, and then you came to Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. But by the time you got there, I already knew who you were, what you were about, and stuff, man. So you guys, I like to think you got some really good mentors.
So you already knew I wasn't shit before I came down to Atlanta.
I ain't gonna say you weren't shit. You're better than Brad Cash.
Oh, I ain't shit. Well, that ain't much saying right there.
Well, I hate Brad Cash. Who'd you play college football for? What position did you play?
Austin Peay State University. At my freshman year, I played linebacker. In my sophomore year, I played linebacker and fullback/tailback. And after that, I was like, I'm done. So I could have transferred to UT Martin. I already had a scholarship to do that and everything. I'm like, man, I'm tired of spending all day, every day about football. I was real burnt out on it. And
then you started powerlifting. So because I don't really know a lot about powerlifting besides like strongman contests and stuff. At what weight did you compete? And I guess what were some of your best lifts and stuff?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, at what weight did you compete at when you were powerlifting? And I guess what was your personal record?
242.
You weighed at 242?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. How much do you weigh right now?
I'm probably sitting around 246.
See, you don't see. You might like. I understand you didn't say like you're very thick chested and stuff. You're very thick. Not so much wide, but I was saying you don't seem like you're 245, man.
Yeah, it's because I got big legs and I'm smaller to the ground.
Jesus Christ. Well, Mika has big legs too, but she definitely can't lift nowhere as near as much as you can.
You know what I can lift.
I don't think you're squatting 650. Sorry.
Are you squatting 650, Mika?
Have you seen some of the dudes that come after me? Yeah, I might be squatting 350, 650, whatever.
650 is a lot. Big difference between that and 350. I'm sorry. I can't even hate right here. We're just keeping it real.
But what was some of your personal records? You say you squatting 650. What about bench and deadlift?
Bench 415, deadlift 650.
So you deadlift just as much as you squat.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or is that I don't know. Like I said, I know absolutely nothing about the powerlifting world besides they lift a lot of heavy shit.
I mean, it's fine, but if I want to compete like professionally and get sponsored by supplement companies and stuff, I would need to be around like 785, 800 on both squat and deadlift.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, do you use like I guess I do know a little bit. Like, do you use like the shirts, like the bench press shirts?
No, not at all.
So not at all.
All this is raw.
Yeah,
the only thing I use is knee wraps. Yeah, knee wraps and a belt. That's it.
I'm saying, like, so if you was wearing like the squat, whatever suit and the bench press, how much would that add on to your squat and deadlift and everything?
Well, a bench shirt, I can tell you that right now. I suck in a bench shirt. I can't use a bench shirt to save my life. Now, if I had a slingshot, I could probably get close to 500.
Jesus.
I've never used a squat suit in my life. I don't want to use one because it's going to lie to me. So I have no, logical reason to use one.
Well, you're, to be truthful, like I said, you don't seem 245. But to be, I guess to the average person, 245 is huge in the regular world outside of wrestling. Even in wrestling, that's huge. You're super agile, man. Like, you move like a cruiserweight. Have you always just been that agile when you were kid and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's one thing that used to help me in football. Like, I was a short linebacker. I was shorter than all my teammates. But coming into college, I ran a 4.49 40 laser. So, I mean, speed helps a lot. Speed kills, and that's like a real statement. If you're fast, you can do anything you want to.
Please say that again for my co-host. She knows nothing about that.
Yo, I'm not throwing shots to anybody right now. You might be, I'm not.
I'm throwing shots at my co-host. That's what we do here. That's what we do here at the Wrestling Nerdcast, man. We have fun. You know what I'm saying? If you want to call somebody out, call somebody out. I'm talking shit about Jerry Lawler on the spot. That's what you would Anyway, let's get back to wrestling. Okay. You were saying about college. What was your first match? Do you remember your first match?
Yes, I do. It was in the back of a thrift store in front of 75 people against a guy named Brandon White.
How'd you do?
Absolutely awful. But the great thing about being athletic and looking good, it really didn't get that bad of a judgment. Even though if I look back and watch it now, I'll be like, what the fuck was I doing? I didn't know any better.
Yeah, I try never to go back and watch my old matches. Anything older than like 2-3 years ago, I try not to go back and watch, man, because I'm just like, I'll watch it now. It's like, oh, why was I doing that? Like, oh, I should have did that instead. Like, Jesus.
To be honest, I won't watch anything I do in general.
Really? Because you have, listen, I've seen some gifts and I've seen some of the things that you've done and stuff, man. And it almost seems like, obviously you can tell that you're a natural athlete. But in a sense, man, it seems like wrestling is your thing. Like you were born and destined to be a professional wrestler. You have the look, you have the athleticism, you have the mind state, the psychology to be a professional wrestler.
I mean, I guess every time I look at myself, like I say, I'm fucking stupid. Why would I do that? Why do I move like that? Like whenever I watch myself, I like mentally compare it to like what I see at the highest level. That's where I want to be. I'm like, holy shit, I look fucking stupid compared to them. I ain't shit.
Well, speaking of people who say stupid things, I'm going to pass it along to my co-host, Mika Villas. Mika, what do you have for tonight's guest? You can't hear me, Mika. I don't know if she has to unmute her mic.
That's okay. I'll take shots at you later because, whatever. But anyway, AJ, let's go back to you. You said you got into wrestling kind of in a backwards, off-filter way. But you watched wrestling as a child, I'll take it. Who were some of your favorites growing up?
Vampiro, Sting, pretty much any junior heavyweight from 2000 in WCW.
Okay, so your Monday night.
And then, like, as I grew up, actually, I never really watched Monday Night Wrestling because my family had a very, very basic cable package. So all the wrestling I watched was on Thursday when SmackDown came on, or whenever I got on the internet, or if I like ran across a wrestling VHS. It didn't matter like if it was like ECW, WCW, WWF, even XPW, Ring of Honor, shit like that. Like if I came across VHS, I'd rent it or buy it.
And Vampiro, Sting, and all those you said junior heavyweights. Okay. So you got into wrestling, you got into a school, and now you seem like you're your own worst critic or biggest critic. You're saying that you don't watch back your stuff or what have you, but you've been having some fantastic matches, and you're doing, I think a lot of people would say you're like definitely on the rise. How do you feel about hearing that and, thinking that you could do better out there or what have you?
To be honest, I think people are absolutely insane when they say I'm a good wrestler because I know how basic my stuff is, and they're like, oh, my God, it's so good. I'm like, yeah, bro, you must not watch the rest of the card because most of these guys out here are better than me.
Wow. Why are you so hard on yourself? I mean, people, especially nowadays, they're smarter than, back in the day. And they see you, and you are impressive. I've seen you a bunch of places, and yeah, you're deceptively fast for somebody your size. And the things that you do are pretty innovative because you don't see, most people doing what you do. That's just amazing.
Well, the reason why you don't see most people doing what I do is because I just watch old 90s wrestling now, and I just steal everything from them.
Just said, that looks good, I'm going to do it. Speaking of
like,
old 90s.
No, it's not even like that. It's like, oh, that looks good, and I haven't seen anybody else on any show I've been on do it, so I'm going to do it now.
Hey, it looks great, and sometimes it's not about reinventing the wheel; it's just making it your own. So I'm good with that. You talk about old '90s wrestling. I want to bring up something that I know you got coming up with a wrestler who is definitely popular back in back in the day. There, how do you feel you're getting ready to step into the ring with Scorpio? And that's definitely a name out there that people recognize and know.
Well, that's that's one match like I've been wanting since I started, because I literally just go watch his old matches and just do things he did. Like, a lot of my stuff is exactly move him. So I'm just like, holy shit, I'm pretty much wrestling my hero right now. I don't really know how to react about it. It still hasn't set in that I'm legit wrestling the guy that has molded me, even though I've never met him, never talked to him before. But, like, literally my entire style has been, like, molded around him, because he was, like, in the same situation. Like, he was a bigger guy but had, like, ungodly athleticism. I mean, even, if you put it, like 91 to go Scorpio in now, he's still, like, light years ahead of people, because, like, everything he did then was inventing the wheel. Everything he would do now would still be inventing the wheel, because it's absolutely fucking insane.
So I take it that you're nervous, but I take it you're going to go out in there and try to kick this man's ass, right? I mean, you're not going to hold back because he's your idol?
No, I'm not holding back anything, because I've really got to the point where I'm just like, all right, I'm throwing everything at the wall now. If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if I don't try it, I won't know. So, like, that's how I am, like, almost with – well, actually, it's not almost. It's with every match. It's like, all right, what can I do to just, like, be remembered? So I just throw everything at the wall and hope something gets remembered.
Is there anybody else on your dream match list?
Eddie Kingston.
Ooh.
Eddie Kingston and Homicide.
Ooh. That's a hell of a 3 list right there. Tuku Scorpio, Eddie Kingston, and Homicide. Wow.
Yeah, I can't go back in time, unfortunately, so I won't ever get a chance to, like, even, like, dream about wrestling, like, Misawa, God rest his soul, or, like, Kobashi, or, like, Kawada, or, like, Stan Hansen, or, like, Dr. Death, God rest his soul, too. I won't ever get a chance to, like, wrestle them, which sucks, but still, I watch them all the time because they're fucking awesome. Everything they did was awesome. Their entire, just, like, from the moment they, like, walked through a curtain or walked through from backstage, you look at them and you're like, okay, this is a real fucking ass kicker right here. He's going to kick somebody's ass tonight.
So that is there's no taking away from that. That is absolutely positively true. But so you've got like a couple people who are still around in here that you definitely can have some awesome dream matches with. To date, who do you feel has brought out the best in you in the ring?
It's no comparison. I wrestled ACH, I think, 2 weeks ago, and easily it was the best match I ever had in my life.
Where was that at? And so if anybody's checking it out and wants to look at it.
Glory Pro, you can go watch it on Fight TV. It's $9.99. It's completely worth it, because there's also Myron Reed versus Jake Parnell, Jake Something versus Kurt Stallion for the Crown of Glory. The Jollyville Spuckets are on the card. No New Friends with Kevin Lee Davidson and Mike Outlaw versus the Regal Twins. It's a sick-ass scramble on there. It's Aaron Solo versus Danny Adams. Yeah, his card's fucking stacked. Jake Snake Roberts was there. Yeah, the card was fucking yoked. Just, like, from top to bottom was awesome.
Yoked. Speaking of somebody who needs to get egg yoked, I'll let you talk back to Huckaby there. I'm sorry.
Boo. First of all, AJ, she doesn't even know. When you said that card was yoked, Mika had no idea what the hell you was talking about. Okay,
I used context. I used context clues. I understood. It was like stacked, like amazing, great, good, off the chain.
So AJ, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's talk about AJ the man. Because first of all, your Twitter handle is Rich Homie Juice. Why that Twitter handle?
Because I had it in high school and it stuck. All right, because like my nickname in high school was Juice, because I was like fucking around in the locker room one day and we all made up nicknames for ourselves, and it stuck somehow, and people called me Juice. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just throw a bunch of different words with Juice. So I was like going through different Twitter handles, see which one actually was like kind of funny. And then Rich Homie Quan was like, I ain't gonna lie, he was hype as shit back in like 2011, 2012. So I was like, all right, Rich Homie Juice, that'll work. Yeah, he was. I don't know what you've been listening to. Shit. You say what you want to about him, but shit.
I'm old. I'm just now starting to get to that whole YBN culture and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't listen to like Tentacion until like he passed away. So I'm behind the curve, man. I'm old. Okay, I'll go ahead and admit it. I'm old. I'm from the era of like Jeezy and Pop and
Yeah, you're about 10 years in the past. But anyway,
yeah.
Rich Homie Juice was popping like in 2012. He was popping in 2012. I was like, Rich Homie Juice, fuck it. Let me put it on there. Let's see if it sticks. And I just never changed. I never changed it ever since. And then, like,
well, I'll tell you what,
people
man.
in college, like, wait, what?
Go ahead and finish your statement.
Nah, like, people in college would, like, see me at a party and be like, Rich Homie Juice. I'm like, bro, that's not my fucking name. My name's AJ. Don't call me by my Twitter handle. I hate that shit.
Well, if you hate the Twitter handle, when you hit me and call Rich Homie Juice, why don't you just change it? Man?
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's like I hate being called that in public because, like, yo, literally, that's not my name. You know my name. You ain't gonna call me by my Twitter handle. You're not gonna get any brownie points. I'm looking at you like you're stupid. Call me by my name. You know my name's AJ. Everyone knows my name's AJ. My name's been AJ my whole life. Just say, what's up, AJ? Don't say, what's up, Rich Homie Juice. It's corny as shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought the Twitter handle Rich Homie Juice was actually pretty creative, man. I was actually gonna start calling you that, but never mind now because I want you to punch.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
But speaking of your social media, man, that's why I brought that up. You don't have like you've only been in business for what 3-4 years, maybe.
3 years, just about.
Yeah. But your presence, your social media presence, is just different for somebody with your experience. You speak. You come across on social media like you know exactly what you're talking about. You don't hold back. If you have an opinion about something, you definitely make it known. Have you ever gotten in trouble and gotten heat over what you may or may not have tweeted out?
I mean, I'm sure I've had. I'm pretty sure I have, but I literally don't think anything to it. Because at the end of the day, like, if I, like, get mad at something you say online, you're real stupid about that. Like, especially with how I treat social media. I don't take it as, like, this serious, like, brand build. Like, real talk, like, there's no difference between AJ Gray, the wrestler, and AJ Gray, the human being. I'm the same person I am in the ring as I am out the ring. So, like, if I see you tweet something, I'm not going to be like, oh, big macho thing. Like, man, cool, you said that. All right, let me go about my day. Because if I get hung up on everything everyone says, how am I going to focus on myself? And how am I going to focus on getting better with myself as a person or as a weightlifter, as a wrestler, if I'm hung up on every single word somebody says?
Most of the
time when Wait, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I've been rambling.
No. Ramble on.
Wait,
I was going to say, I will tell you, go ahead and ramble on. But the reason why I bring that up, man, is because there's a lot of things that you post. I've seen when you've said, hey, I'm heading to Canada, or I'm going here, there's opportunities. Who wants to get in the car? And a lot of times that's something that you hear from somebody who's been in the business 10, 15, 20 years. You're 3 years in, and you're trying to help guys get on as well. And when the times come and stuff and nobody hops in the car, you're quick to call people out and talk shit and be like, oh, everybody says they want to be a wrestler. Everybody's talking about they want to do the drives. I had 3 seats open in the car and nobody jumped in. Don't ask me for any favors. And I personally love that about you, that you're not afraid to call people say they not work. You never
wait, what? Like, that was I got what you said, but it's like kind of like choppy a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like stuff like
yeah, I love how you're not afraid to call people out about that. Have you been like that in college football? Were you like that powerlifting?
I was very, 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 very vocal in football. That's kind of the reason why I still am the way I am, because it's just like wrestling has been an extension of myself and how I've been as a person, and like that's how I still am, I guess. I mean, I really shouldn't call people out. Like, sometimes I go overboard and I should shut the fuck up sometimes. But like, I'm 23, and I guess the only way I'm gonna learn is from like experiencing it.
Yeah.
So like, I get times where it's just like, all right, dude. I see a lot of people post on like how they're wanting it, and like, they don't apply themselves to want, like, show that they want it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like I put myself in their shoes. When I was just like sitting back, not doing any, like, being honest, like not doing anything weird, like I wanted to be, and someone posted, hey, I got a chance to go here. I mean, I can try to get you on if you go with me. I would go 100%. Every time I would go, because like, I'm not doing anything better. If I'm just sitting around being stagnant, I'm not getting better. But if I go out and apply myself and attempt to show that I want it, I can, one, get better, And 2, I can show everyone else I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to be better. And then, like, that's where you grow as a person. That's where you grow as a wrestler, is when you're taken out of your comfort zone and thrown into a wild card or thrown into, like, a situation where you've never been in before.
And I tell you what, Mika, I'm going to go ahead and let you know right now. Like, when AJ was at AWE, I think he had just got back from Canada. Matter of fact, you and Kurt Stallion had just come back from Canada, I think, that weekend. Or y'all were on your way to Canada?
Yeah, it was like close around that time. No, it was on the way back. Because I can tell you that exact weekend. It was Wednesday AWE, Thursday Nova, Friday AIW, Saturday Game Changer. And it would have been Sunday. I was going to go up to Beyond, but like funds ran low and I didn't have enough money to get home. And I was like 13 hours away from home. So I'm like, you know what? Let's make a real grown-up decision right here. Not go because I want to get home somehow.
But remember, Mika, I remember when I was like, hey, AJ, the next time you go to Canada, let me know like 2 weeks ahead of time, and I'll meet you somewhere and go with you. Yeah. Ask me how many times, Mika, he said, hey, Huck, I'm going to Canada. You want to go?
I went back.
Oh.
You sure you haven't? I'm about to say, I don't know, man. Like I said, every time I see you or I see a flyer or a picture with your name on it, it's so hard to keep up with you. Like I said, you're at AIW up in the Midwest. You're at Glory Pro. You know, you're at the Scenic City. I see you all over the place, man. New York, up in the Northeast. It's like it's really hard to figure out where you're going to be at on any given weekend, man. As far as the indies go, is there an area in professional wrestling inside America, inside the 48 continental America, that you haven't been yet that you really want to go?
California, 100%.
Any particular company? Because I'm thinking AJ Gray and Hood Slam or PWG may get you signed.
Signed is a stretch because I gotta learn to act right first. I gotta grow up as a person before I even think about being a contracted worker.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of kids in WWE right now who's making way worse mistakes than you are, and they got contracts.
I mean, yeah, but they also were hot on the indies when they got signed most of the part. Like people gave Leo Rush like a big bunch of slack, but you got to think about it. He blew up like from day one. Like, dude, he was killing it literally from when he stepped in a ring. He's only 3-4 years in. He's barely a little bit longer than me, but like he was on AAWs and PWGs and CZWs and everything like year 1-2-ish. Like, dude had been killing it since day one. So like all the mistakes he's making now, like if you want to call him that, it's just him taking like growing pains as a person, and he's taking his growing pains in stride because that's why he's on 205 Live now.
Yeah,
he's one of the top guys on 205 Live because he's taking his growing pains and continued to go as a person.
I think it's more the fact that he's made his mistakes and he's not afraid to admit them, and he's taking his lumps like a man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who's the person that calls you? Because I know every wrestler has that one guy that when you say something, it's like way out there. And it's like, who's that one guy that calls you? It's like, hey, AJ, that was a little too much. Take that down or apologize.
It's been Colin Laney and ACH.
Really?
Yep. They looked like it's been times I post them. They're like, hey, no, don't do that. And I don't get mad about it. Like that's where people get like the stupid ideas where they get mad about stuff like that. No, you shouldn't. If they're gonna tell you, hey, take that down, they're not trying to be negative towards you. They're trying to tell you the right way to do things.
Exactly. Everybody needs that one big homie that's like, hey, bro, listen, we're friends. So as your friend, I'm gonna tell you right now, take that shit down. That's a bad look for you.
Yeah,
everybody.
If someone does that to me, I respect them for that because they're looking out for me as a person, and I can only respect it. Like I don't look down upon stuff like that. Like a lot of people will, but I don't. Oh. Also, Stokely Hathaway has like been told me before, like, hey, that's not a good look. You shouldn't do that. And I'm like, all right, I appreciate you for doing that.
I've heard so many good things about Stokely, as not just as a wrestling manager, but as a person, as somebody behind the scenes in the locker room. I've heard nothing but good things about him. It's amazing that he's not, signed to like a bigger company.
Oh, he's a really good person. He's just a good person.
Now, speaking of somebody who's not a good person, I'm going to hand it back to my co-host, Mika Villas, the lover of waffles. Mika, what else do you have for our guest tonight?
I so dislike you. Let's move from I guess not controversy. I think it's good that you seem to recognize your youth, and you're like, yeah, I'm too immature for that or what have you. Where do you see yourself in a few years? Do you see maturity happening, or do you think you still got some time before you grow up, so to speak?
Like, in a few years, I feel like I'll be like a completely different person almost. Like, I feel like I'll calm down a lot. Like, I feel like a lot of the wild shit I say and I do will stop because, like, eventually either one, I'll get tired of it, or two, I'll get tired of the consequences, and I'll just grow up as a person. And hopefully in a few years, I see myself making a whole lot of money.
All right. That's fair. Do you ever look at, like, some of the stuff you did even like 2-3 years ago and be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or what the hell was I thinking at the time? You kick yourself at all for that, or you're just like, you know what, hey, I still feel I was right in that moment?
No, I don't think about it at all because, like, if I made the mistake, I made it, and I was probably thinking a different type of way when I did it. So I just look back at it and say, okay, I did it. Honestly, I don't look back at it. But if I think about it, I'm like, all right, I did that. I made my bed, so I gotta lay in it. I gotta keep going forward and put my best foot forward. Not think about all the hang-ups in life. Because if I think about all the hang-ups I've made in life, I'll be thinking all fucking day.
All right, more than fair. What motivates you? What makes you get out of bed? What makes you keep pushing and doing what you're out here doing week in and week out? Because it's tough, it's hard, and coming from like a football athletic background. Is this not one of the toughest things you've done physically, as far as wrestling is concerned? Okay,
first thing, football camp. Summer football camp before your very first game is one of the worst things I've ever went through in my life. So, like, physically, I know 100% this shit won't bother me. And that's no offense to anything in wrestling. It's just, Jesus Christ, that shit sucks. Practicing 2 to 3 times a day with literally where you're entire, you don't have school. It's everything you do that during that day is football related, sucks. And then knowing that you have to wake up at 6 o'clock every morning to start practice or weightlifting, and then doing that all day between that and then you got team dinner, and then you might have like an hour or two to like take a nap or relax, then get right back at it, then go to film, and then go eat again, and then go home. And now it's like 10 o'clock and you have to be up at 6 again. And doing that for 3 weeks to a month straight, fuck that. That shit's awful. It's awful. Oh, my God, it's horrible.
You sound like you're having really bad flashbacks. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up PTSD. Oh, my gosh.
I know. It's just I wouldn't do it again.
There's no football. It's okay. No football is around, all right? I promise. Yeah. Except for Huckaby's head. It looks like a football, so please feel free to spike it. Let's move on to maybe a more interesting subject, because you're out there right now. You're hitting the gym, or you're at the gym, powerlifting and all that. What is your diet consist of? What's your meals? What do they look like? Because somebody who might be listening to this might be like, man, me and this guy have a lot in common. I want to kind of follow his pattern.
All right. So the thing about me compared to a lot of like weightlifters and even wrestlers or athletes, they eat on a strict regimented diet. I don't, because at the end of the day, I will drive myself absolutely insane on a diet. And I rather not go insane. I rather what I feel, what I want. If I have a taste for something, I go eat it.
See, that's that bullshit.
That's why I don't have abs. That's
that
why
bullshit.
I do not have abs.
That's he on that Joe Black. You and Joe Black on that bullshit diet. I can't stand either one of y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey, I mean, I don't want to eat chicken and rice every damn day. I'm sorry. I mean, I respect everyone who does. I respect everyone. I've tried diets before. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was on keto for like a month and a half, and I lost like 25 pounds. It was cool. But, like, man, that shit sucks. I did intermittent fasting. I've done the regular diets, man. I hate it. I don't want to do it, so I don't do it. And I guess I don't know if it's bad or good, but fuck, I just rather not. If I want a cheeseburger, I'm going to give me a cheeseburger, man. Fuck.
That just totally messes me up, because I was going to ask you what's your cheat food, but let's just go. What is that absolutely, if somebody sees you eating it, I'm like, oh my God, that is the best thing ever, or somebody you'll fight over one particular, food or meal that you just, love?
Well, it's a lot of food I love. I love pizza. I love a good burger, like a really, really, really good burger, like almost, it's not even like, fast food burgers are okay, but like if it's like a burger place, like a place that specializes in burgers, and they're known either in their like town or their area or their region or their state or their country in the country for burgers, I'll go try it. And if it's good, I'll love the shit out of it. Like, okay, I know I said I don't like fast food burgers, but like if you go to Texas and you put me in a Whataburger, I'll be in heaven. Like, Whataburger's a fucking jam. That shit's awesome.
I was going to say, you got to drop a name of at least one place now so we can go get our burger fix or our food fix on. But Whataburger is a jam, okay?
Whataburger's my shit, dog.
Huckaby is upset because he looks like a walking Whataburger, so it's really kind of sad.
No, I'm mad because he said Whataburger, and Whataburger is like one of the most expensive burger joints around. Like, but he didn't say anything about In-N-Out Burger.
Not really.
Those doubles, man.
Personally, I've never had In-N-Out. I've never been in an area that has it. So if I ever get a chance to go to Cali, I'll go get
Texas.
In-N-Out. But I've never had the chance to go out there to get it, so I can't say anything about In-N-Out right now. I'm only speaking on what I know.
They have them in Texas.
And also in Texas they have Whataburger, and I wanted a Whataburger way more than I wanted In-N-Out.
You stop hating on that man. He spoke for his burger, okay? Speaking of speaking, I'm pretty sure you may or may not get this. I'm assuming you do. When people, you don't sound like you look. You look like you will just fuck some shit up, but you sound so nice and sweet. How many people are surprised when they get to talking to you and they're like, oh my gosh, you sound so adorable? Or is that just me?
Okay. I've gotten that my whole life.
Okay.
Like, every time I've ever met someone, like, say I've met them online and, like, they meet me in person or they call me on the phone, they'll be like, oh, shit, bro, your voice is, like, completely different than what I thought. I'm like, yeah, I know. I can't help that. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, the only time I sound intimidating is, like, when I'm really mad and my voice raises. Pretty much the stereotype black person you hear, that's exactly what I am when I get mad. But if I'm not mad, I'm just like a normal person. I'm like, whatever.
Whatever. Where did you grow up at?
Lexington, Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay. So you've got that nice country upbringing. That's cool. No?
No.
Not a nice country upbringing?
No. I might have been born in a country town, but I did not get raised on a country upbringing. Fuck country culture. Fuck that. Fuck the country. Like, some people might like it, not me. If I had a choice to live in a city, I would every day of the week.
Is it too quiet?
No, it's not. It's too quiet. It's the people are different. The people in general are different. Like, a lot of country people, they're closed-minded. They don't open their mind to, like, different things. They don't try different things. They don't want to be original. They want to be like what they see that's popular at the moment. Like, they'll see something on TV, or they'll just like think about, oh, I like being on a farm. Cool, that's what I'm gonna be. Like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to figure out who I am as a person. I want to figure out just everything about me. I do things off my thoughts, not someone else's. Like, a lot of people around here do things off someone else's thoughts or what they see other people do. I do things off what I want to do, what I want to wear, what I want to listen to, what I want to eat. It's just like off my own thoughts, off my own mental power is the way I end up molding myself.
Okay, I can definitely respect that. There's my last question here is, it's kind of, again, one of these girly questions, but it also is kind of wrestling related. Your gear, your look, what are you going after? Is there anything that you want to portray? Because a lot of wrestling is visual, and for people who don't know you, the first thing they see is you and your gear. So what message are you trying to convey in your gear? I think you've gone through a couple different things that I've seen so far in the couple of years that I've seen you out here.
That goes back to me just being me. Like, if I see something I like, gear-wise, I run with that. And then if I change my mind, I'll change my mind and run with that. But, people, especially, here recently, people have been talking about, oh, camo pants AJ is my favorite AJ. I'm like, why? I'm the same person without camo pants, just like I am in regular quote-unquote wrestling gear. I only threw on camo pants because, one, I had, a big matchup. No, first time I did it was at AIW, Ain't Nothing But a Gangster Party, where the whole card was practically it was like an ECW vibe, an in-prime ECW vibe. So I'm like, all right, if we're doing ECW stuff, I'm wearing camo pants, and it's nobody stopping me.
There you go.
So I wore camo pants, and they're literally, I think I went out to the after party, and people were like, oh, man, dude, you look intimidating wearing camo pants. I'm like, cool. So, like, the next night I was at Black Label and I wore camo pants again because I was teaming with Mance Warner, and we're both two wild characters, so I'm like, I'm going to wear them again. And, like, people, like, were like, yeah, camo pants, yeah. And so the next time I wore them, I think it was, like, I was supposed give me a second. I was supposed to be wrestling Kurt Stallion, I believe. And then, like, he had gotten hurt. And because, like, our match was, like, really, like, hyped up and, like, it's like pretty much a fucking blood feud behind it because we both don't like each other. And, well, I was going to wear camo pants again just to, like, let people know I'm not playing these fucking games. Like, I'm not going out here to have a, like, arm bar, lock up, headlock match. I'm not here trying to fuck him up. That's why I wear my ski mask to the ring. Like, I don't ever want to have, like, the projection of, oh, he's going to go out there and be someone else. He's going to go out there and be wrestler number 5. Like, I want you to see me come out the curtain and think, oh, fuck. He's not here to have, like, a match. He's not here to be a 5-star classic guy. He's not here to be rated by Dave Meltzer. He's here to fuck somebody up. Now let me really pay attention because I think he's going to hurt this person.
I kind of dig that. Speaking of people who hurt themselves, I'm going to let you talk to Huckaby.
So we got I know our time with you is running very short. I'm very thankful for the time we had with you, AJ. I have 2 more questions before we wrap this up. Number one, you say you're from Tennessee and stuff. The Southeast, and especially I tell a lot of people, Tennessee and Georgia in particular, is having a great resurgence and stuff when it comes to professional wrestling. How proud are you to be a wrestler from Tennessee or be a part of the Tennessee wrestling scene?
I don't really think about it because I wrestle so many different places in so many different areas and so many different scenes that are starting to get hot. I don't think about, oh, yeah, man, I'm really a part of a resurgence. I'm just thinking, like, oh, let me go out and get matched so people feel like they got their money's worth. I don't, like, thinking of the entire scene just, like, it's almost like too much of a big picture for me right now. I can only focus on one thing. That's the only thing I control, and that's, like, what I do. So I just worry about what I do and what I can control. I can't control a scene getting hot or a scene getting cold. I can only control what I do in the ring. That's all I think I really pay attention to at the moment.
All right. Well, last question before we wrap this up. Because, with the whole Rich Homie Juice Twitter handle and stuff, and just the fact of the way society is today, man, I look at guys like you and Kurt Stallion, Jake Parnell, Aria Blake, Aspen Rose, like, y'all are the new, I guess I hate to use the word freshman class, but the new freshman class of professional wrestling, which is, well, I could say anybody with 4 to 5 years and younger and stuff. If you could pick out your own freshman class of professional wrestling, and these are people have, like 4 years of under experience, who are some of the names that you would pick?
That's actually really funny, because if you go look at Joey Janela's Instagram and his Twitter, he put up a picture, and it's of me, MJF, Matt, Wheeler, Utah. Well, Wheeler, Utah. I always say Utah. I don't know why. Him and Kyle the Beast. We all took a picture together, and he tagged it like freshman class 2018. And on the Twitter, it was like the Indies 2018, which I actually find really funny that you said that. But if I could pick 4 or 5 guys, okay, one has to be MJF, because for him, as short as he's in wrestling, he's easily one of the hottest wrestlers going right now. He's complete package, in the ring, out of the ring, whether he's talking, whether he's at the merch. He's easily one of the most complete wrestlers right now, and he's only been doing it for like 3-4 years. Myron Reed's another one, just doing absolutely absurd stuff. He's been actually wrestled in every country in North America. Trey Miguel's another one. Actually, I don't know how long he's been working. I think he's been working longer than that. But I feel like he just gets lumped into that. Who else? Ace Romero's another one. For as short as he's been absolutely everywhere. Fuck. I'm not gonna say myself because I'm not a fucking dweeb. Even though I don't like him, Kurt Stallion, he's been absolutely fucking everywhere. Parnell, he's been wrestling for 5 years.
When I think of like young guys who are just killing it and are consistently better every time you see them, the first 2 names that pop up are you and Kurt Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys may be the best feud amongst young guys. Younger talent.
I'm not saying me. I'm not Pat Bone ass here.
I will put you over. Fuck it.
All right. You can do that. I'm not going to do that myself. Personally, I hate everything about the way I wrestle, but to each their own.
Well,
but yeah, man, it's a lot of young guys out now. O'Shea Edwards is finding his own. That's one that like really gets slept on because like he hadn't been given like a lot of opportunities. But every time I've seen him being given an opportunity, he knocks it out the park. It's some Florida guys. I don't know how to say his name because my reading comprehension isn't up to where it needs to be. But I think it's like Saviv Al-Sabah. I believe.
Oh yes, Saeed El. Yes. I just call him Saeed. Yes.
No, he is fucking dope. No, I don't care what nobody says.
We just saw him at Fest versus F.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
He is what I'm going to call him is the truth. That's exactly what he is. He is the truth. Another dude from that area that hasn't really blown up. Snoop Strikes. He has a different name in MLW. I don't know it. I know him as Snoop Strikes.
Right.
He's the shit. Like he is awesome. Fuck.
It's just everywhere.
It's a lot of young guys who are like trying to make that next leap, and you can see it, and like they're about to kill it. Like once they get their biggest shot, they're gonna knock it out the park.
Definitely. Well, AJ, this is the time of the show. We ask you to go ahead and get your shit in.
Also, No. If you got more questions, go ahead. I got time today.
No. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We try not to go super long and stuff. But this is the part of the show we ask you to get your shit in. So you can go ahead and make sure all of our fans and listeners become fans and listeners of yours. So go ahead and give out all your social media handles, where people can follow you and stuff, and what shows you got coming up.
All right, so shows I got coming up. Hold on, let me pull up my schedule because I don't think off the shit off the top of my head. But for sure, I know 100% I got, of course, Phoenix City this weekend, which is going to be like easily one of like the biggest wrestling weekends, if not in the country, for sure in the Southeast. It's easily one of the biggest shows in the Southeast. I got Southern Underground Pro, which also is going to be a huge show because a lot of the people from the Phoenix City crowd are going to come and watch that show because like Southern Underground Pro is like a completely different dynamic. It's like it's pretty much a fucking wild fest. You get everything you would expect in a wrestling show, but a lot of things you would expect in Fight Club. It's wild as shit. I got Action Wrestling coming up the 17th of August. I'm going to be in Proving Ground Pro October 6th in Petersburg, Illinois. I got Glory Pro coming up in October and November, and I got a Battle Club Pro and Innovate Pro up in New York coming up in October also.
Well, damn, homie. Well, besides like your Twitter handle, which we've already plugged, I know like several times, which is at Rich Homie Juice. What's your other social media, man?
Instagram, Rich Homie Juice, because I don't want to think of multiple names. I'm not giving you my Facebook. I know you're gonna want to add me on Facebook. But honestly, I don't post shit on there. And really, if I don't know you, I probably won't accept your friend request. I hate to be that guy, but it just gets really clouded. Yeah, man, it gets real. Oh, yeah, I keep Facebook and Snapchat to myself. So Snapchat, you're not going to get. No. Nope.
It's just Rich Homie Juice on Twitter, So it's Rich Homie Juice on Twitter, Rich Homie Juice on Instagram, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Hey, if you listen to this and you want to book me for some reason and you want to use an email, my email is ajgray3@msn.com. I mean, you can just DM me on Twitter because I keep my DMs open because why not? I'm pretty sure there's a girl out there who's going to see me and think I'm cute. And so, hey, you can DM me if you think I'm cute.
Hey, Mika knows all about keeping the DMs open.
Yes, so. It's to my detriment. I keep my DMs open, yes.
I'm too old. I'm lucky, AJ. I'm too old for people to try to hop in my DMs. So I got like
AAR. Hey, there might be some women out there who might want that old man. They might want that maturity in their life.
Thank you for putting it so nicely. Anyway, AJ, thanks for being a guest of the show, man. I'm pretty sure Mika is going to be at Phoenix City this weekend, so you'll probably see her. I have a couple other shows, but I will be in the area, so if I get a chance, I'll stop by. I'll actually stop by that cafe in Chattanooga and grab me one of those amazing omelets and a slice of.
Well, actually, I'm not going to be at the cafe because Chattanooga is a big city, and I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing because I don't really want you to come up and talk to me about wrestling. So I like to unplug after shows, but I'm going to be out and about. I'm not telling you what I'm going to do because that doesn't need to be known. But
I may need to slide in your DMs. You're going to have more fun than me. Oh, never mind. Sorry. I said that out loud. I love the cafe.
Hey, the cafe. You should go. Go to the cafe, please.
I'm a fat kid, so I'm going where the food is. But yeah, AJ, thanks for being a guest of the show, man.
Hold on. I'm sorry. There is food at plenty of bars that don't taste bad. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Boom.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling.
And Tinder might be booming. I don't know. Tinder might be a hit tonight.
Chattanooga After Dark. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a podcast. AJ, thanks for being a guest of the show, man. We'll check you out later, all right?
All right, man.
All right, bye. Mika.
Yes. Oh,
AJ, AJ Gray, amazing young man, talented. Beats himself up a lot, but amazing young.
Amazing. Not afraid to speak his mind. That is a good thing and a bad thing, I think, but at least he recognizes. I mean, they say that youth is wasted on the young, but I don't think that's the case for him. He gets it. He understands himself. What?
Look at you being so philosophical.
I know. It's the coffee I drank. It's making me all, think very deeply. But he gets it. He understands. And he's that old, young, wise man. So I'm very interested to keeping an eye on his journey, his progress, and to see if in a few years that maturity or extra level of maturity, because there is maturity level there, but to see if that extra level of maturity kicks in and to see he's already so many places, just to watch and see how many doors and opportunities just open up and he kicks them down.
Well, speaking of, we already talked about it. Where are you going to be at this weekend, Mika?
Oh my gosh, you put me on the spot. Like, there's so much happening this weekend again. Phoenix City is happening August 3rd and 4th in the Chattanooga area. Soddy Daisy. I always screw this up, especially when I'm sober. High school, they're doing a benefit. If you want tickets, you can call, DM, tweet, Skyline Wright, Dylan Hales, or even Papa Hales. The benefits going to the high school there. That is the 3rd and 4th. There's also a UIW show, Universal Independent Wrestling here in the Georgia area in Buchanan, Georgia, on that Saturday, the 4th. Adrian Armour will be taking on Chris Crunk. Adrian Armour has been the UIW heavyweight champion for over 740 some odd days. He beat you twice, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
To retain that title. Now he's taking on Chris Crunk. So,
Fighting Dreamer.
Yeah, the Fighting Dreamer. I am.
Are you hitting up WWA for Thursday?
I'm probably gonna try to hit up WWA for Thursday. There's a lot. I don't know how I'm gonna be at Phoenix City and Buchanan, Georgia. That's kind of not possible. It's going to be
Friday. I'm gonna tell you where you should be at. Friday, you should be in Columbus, Georgia.
Where in Columbus, Georgia? For who?
Columbus, Georgia, National Syndicate Wrestling. I will be defending my first title defense for National Wrestling, the National Wrestling Syndicate Wrestling, NSW. I'm their heavyweight champion. So
how'd that happen?
Because I'm amazing, world champ, buddy. Don't trip.
Yeah, who are you taking on?
Carter Jackson, the former champion. He gets his little rematch. He's going to lose again. I will be there. Shane Marks, Brian Blaze. I don't know who else is in the card.
I like Shane Marks.
Shane Marks is amazing. We're in a stable together.
Really?
Yes.
I just lost some like for Shane Marks.
I might see if we can bring them up to AWE so I can have some people have my back against the hierarchy.
Good luck with that.
Friggin' Jeter and Brian Blaze. What? Anyway, Thursday, you can check me out actually live on your Facebook Live, people. USA Championship Wrestling. Mika has checked the show out a couple of times. It's very cool, studio taping. The entire show lasts an hour, ladies and gentlemen, but it's really, really cool. You can ask Mika. She'll tell you.
I will tell you the truth. It is actually a really cool show. I like that.
For people who like old school 80s wrestling, old school 70s, 80s studio taping wrestling, this is the show for you. So I'll be there Thursday, USA Championship Wrestling. Friday, like I said, Columbus, Georgia, National Syndicate Wrestling. Saturday, I will be all the way in Dunbar, West Virginia, defending my AIWF World Heavyweight Championship versus one Cauliflower Chase Brown for ICS Wrestling. And then Sunday, I'm off. I'm done. It's just 3 shows this week. Thank goodness.
Taking it easy, huh?
Yeah, taking it easy after this past weekend. Anyway, anything else, Mika?
No, that's it for me.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our network, the Angry Marks Podcast Network, on behalf of all of our sponsors, Indie Customs, Behavior Driven, and Pro Wrestling World, on behalf of our amazing producer, CW, huge shout out to our tonight's guest, Rich Homie Juice, a.k.a. AJ Gray. On behalf of my co-host, the lover of waffles, the voice of speech impediment, the Aphrodite of affection, one half of the world's cutest commentary team, Ms. Hashtag What That Mouth Do, the receiver of all things unsolicited, Chicago Wind. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. Oh, Miss Bobby Tacos, yes. Mika Villas. I am your AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, your World Wrestling Grand Prix Champion, the National Syndicate Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, the Disrespectful Intellectual, the Southern Gentleman, the Morning Star, the Mid-Atlantic Bully. Some people call me Huckaby. The Incredible Huck. I'll tell you that story I'll tell you that story one day. The Incredible Huck, Will Huckaby, saying peace out and support indie wrestling.
Bye.